Hare Krishna. I welcome you all to our Bhagavad Gita session. The objective of this class is to enable reading of the shlok, to understand the meaning of the shlok, and to help understand the basic philosophy of Gita. Currently, we are on chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute. As mentioned earlier, Gita is divided into 3 parts. There are 18 chapters in Gita, and it is divided into 3 parts. First to 6th chapter, which mainly deals with Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Dhyan Yoga. From 7 to 12th chapter, which is basically Bhakti Yoga, and from 13th to 17th chapter, which is Gyan Yoga, and 18th chapter is the summary of Gita, right? Now, the chapter from 7 to 12, that is the most confidential part of Gita. It is said it is the jewels of Gita. Why is it so? Because these are the chapters where Krishna actually reveals himself. He talks about himself. Who is he? He talks about and explains that he is the Supreme Lord. So he explains that. And that is why this is the most confidential part of Bhagavad Gita. And currently we have started. There are 5 sections in this, and we have already covered 2 sections: the glory of knowledge about Lord Krishna and knowledge of Lord Krishna's energy. We also started the next chapter, which is surrendering unto Lord Krishna, and let's see how much we have covered there. So just to give a summary of what we have done till now. So what we have done is Krishna is all pervasive and he's the essence of everything. So from 13 onwards, he starts explaining that he is not only the cause of all causes, but also he is the essence of everything. When you take water, he is the taste of water. When you talk about light, he's the light of sun and moon. He's the syllable Om of the Vedic mantra. Of the Vedic mantra, the Om, that he is the syllable Om of the Vedic mantra. He is the sound in ether. He is the ability in man. He is the natural fragrance of earth. He is the heat of the fire. Fire is nothing without heat. Yeah. So whatever is the natural characteristics of something, that is what he is. So of the fire, the natural characteristics is heat. So he's the heat of fire. Then he's for all the living entity that we have. He's the life. He's the life. Because of him, the life exists. And he's the austerity of the ascetics. We see that someone can do a lot of austerity, someone cannot do. So the people who can actually do the amount of austerity is because of him. Then he's the original seed of all existence. He says he's the Bij Pradha Pita. He's actually the original seed of all the living existence that we see, whether moving or non-moving, right? Then he's the intelligence of the intelligent. Of all the intelligence, why they are intelligence? The intelligence, the buddhimata is he. And for the powerful, he's the prowess. And in the strong person, he's the strength. But that strength should be free from selfish desire and attachment, right? He's the sex life, but which is as per the dharma. So whatever is the essence of this world that exists is because of him. And then the question that was asked us, or that will come to the mind, that if he is the essence of everything, and if he is the cause of all causes, then why everyone doesn't worship Krishna? Why is it not revealed to everyone, and why everyone doesn't worship Krishna? That's a very natural question that comes. And then Krishna explains that there are 4 types of people, that is Dushkritas, he calls them. There are 4 types of Dushkritas who never come to him. And then he explains there are 4 types of Sukritas who always come to him, right? So the 4 types of Dushkritas who never come to him are Mudha, the foolish among men; Naradharma, who are the lowest among mankind; Maya Aprihad Jnana, whose knowledge has been covered by Maya, lust, yeah, Maya, material desires. And then Asuram Bhava Asprita. Asuram Bhava Asrita means Ashrita, means those who are atheist, those who are atheist, they will never come to Krishna, right? But he says there are 4 types of Sukritanas who always come to him. Not who always, who comes to him, who approaches him. Who are they? They are Artha is Artha, Jigyasu, Artharthi, and Jnani. These are the 4 types of Sukritas who always approach, who will come to Krishna, who comes to Krishna, right? So this is what we have actually summarized or read in our last class. So now this particular part from 13 to 19 is called surrendering unto Lord Krishna. Yeah. So here when the question had come that why everyone doesn't surrender to Krishna, he had answered saying that in the 14th shlok he has said that everyone is covered by Maya, which is the material, Maya. It is everyone is covered by Maya, and which is also my divine energy. Yeah, that is my divine energy, and it is very, very difficult to cross this Maya. This Maya energy is very, very difficult to cross. Everyone is, gets into the cycle, entangled into the Maya, and it is very, very difficult to cross this Maya Shakti. But if someone completely surrenders to him, then that person can very easily pass through this material world. It is said that this material world, this whole material world, it from like an ocean, it becomes like the water becomes as if it's being carried in the calf's hoof, the cows. It becomes like, you're carrying water in an anjali. It is a small. So someone who has surrendered to Krishna, it becomes so easy for them to cross this material world that, it is like, it becomes nothing. But because people do not surrender to him, they are not able to know who he is, about his essence and cause of causes, right? Now, what I'll do now is, although we have done this in the last class, but I'll try to repeat because all other shlokas are related to this shlok. We'll say, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritno arjuna. This is shlok number 16th of 7th chapter. Shlok number 16th of 7th chapter. It says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritno arjuna arto jigyasur jnani cha bhartarshava. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukritno arjuna arto jigyasur jnani cha bhartarshava. So Krishna says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam. 4 type of people, they do my worship. Mam is me, and bhajante, they do my worship. And O Arjun, who are these? Arto. Arto means someone who is very distressed, who is extremely distressed. Jigyasu, who is inquisitive. Yeah. Who is inquisitive. Artharthi. Artha means wealth. And arthi means desire of wealth. Artharthi. And Jnani. Jnani is who has a knowledge that Krishna is supreme and is trying to find more about that. Cha Bhartarshava. Bhartarshava is basically Arjun. So let us read the English translation of that. O best among the Bharat. O best among the Bharats. 4 kind of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. The distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute, right? Now, we know the story of Gajendra. Gajendra was the elephant. And when he was in distress, what he did? He actually remembered Krishna. And when he remembered Vishnu, he came and he actually killed the crocodile and let the elephant free, right? So someone who is distressed, he approaches Krishna. The desire of wealth, people, they will approach Krishna also for any material desire. Maybe they desire wealth, they can also artharthi, they'll also approach Krishna. The inquisitive, now desire of wealth, very good example is Dhruva Maharaj. What did the Dhruva Maharaj do? Dhruva Maharaj, he was 5 years old, and when he got very angry from his father, he wanted to get a place which is a kingdom which is much bigger than his father. And he went to the forest to pray for God. His mother said that if you want such thing, you have to go and pray to Lord. Only Krishna can give you that. And then he prayed for that. So he is Artharthi, right? Then inquisitive. We remember when we talked about Bhagavatam, what happened? When Sut Goswami went to Naimisharanya back. In Naimisharanya, there were thousands of sages. They were waiting for Sut Narayan and Sut Maharaj. As soon as Sut Goswami he came to Naimisharanya, they told Sut Goswami that we had been doing yagya for thousands and thousands of years, and now you have heard something which can help, can help us to reach which Krishna. So why don't you tell us the secret? And they were inquisitive. They wanted to know about how to proceed forward in what exactly is the next path. And then he was searching the knowledge for knowledge of the absolute, and that is Jnani. Jnani is someone who is who is who knows, who has the knowledge that yes, Krishna is supreme, and he's trying to search more, know more how to actually achieve Krishna, right? So here Krishna says this, right? So here, this bhakti, the jnani here we're talking about is the bhakta, the devotee. Now, all these four people who have come to Krishna, who will come to Krishna, they are basically Mishrit Bhakt. Mishrit Bhakti, their bhakti is Mishrit. It is mixed. Why? What is the meaning of Mishrit Bhakti? Yes. So they have not completely surrendered. They are not pure devotees, which is Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti are pure devotees. They are still not pure devotees. They have some desire for themselves. What is Mishrit Bhakti? Mishrit Bhakti is something when you have a desire for yourself. So, like Artharthi, he's approaching Krishna, but also with expectation of gaining wealth. The Arto, the distressed, he's also approaching Krishna to get relief from his problem. But the good part is Krishna is happy that they are approaching him instead of taking support of something else, right? Then, so this is Mishrit Bhakta. They are Bhakta, but it's Mishrit. It's mixed with their desire, their self-satisfied. Like they want to enjoy the fruitive results, whatever it is getting, they want to enjoy that, right? Even the Artharthi or Jigyasu. So that's what is the Mishrit Bhakta. But then what will happen? These Mishrit Bhakta, because they have approached Krishna, what will happen? Krishna will, along with giving them the desire, will also help them to purify themselves. And because of this purification process that Krishna will enable for them, what will happen? Down the line, they will actually, after many births, they can become Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti means a pure devotee. They can become the pure devotee. And this can only happen when they are in association of devotees. So association of devotees is extremely important. Without association of pure devotees, so a Mishrit Bhakta can become a pure Bhakta only by the association of devotees. Otherwise, it is very difficult for the Mishrit Bhakta to become a pure Bhakta, right? So association of pure devotees is very important for this journey of Mishrit Bhakta to become a pure Bhakta, yeah? So now we go to the next shlok, which is shlok number 17. Let's go to the next shlok. Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah. Tesham Jnani Nityayukta.
Tesham Jnani Nityayukta.
Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate.
Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate.
Priyo hi Jnaninotyam Tyartham.
Priyo hi Jnaninotyam.
Aham Sacha Mama Priya.
Aham Sacha Mama Priya.
Tesham Jnani Nityayukta.
Tesham Jnani Nityayukta.
Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate.
Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate.
Priyo hi Jnaninotyartham.
प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम्
aham sacha mama priya.
अहं स च मम प्रियः.
So now Krishna says, out of all the four Sukritinas that he has talked about, out of Tesham means out of all the four Sukritinas that he has talked about, Jnani Nitya Yukta. The Jnani, Nitya means always, Yukta is attached. Jnani, who is always attached, Ek Bhaktir Vishishyate. He is having, I mean, he's totally with Ek Bhaktir Vishishyate, totally concentrated in trying to understand him and trying to move forward to understand him. Priyo hi Jnanino Tirtham. He is Priyo, he is very dear to him. He is very dear to him. The Jnani is Priyo. He is Priya hi Jnanino Tirtham. He is very, very dear to him. Aham sacha mam priya. Just like to him, I am dear. Similarly, he is very much dear to me. So let us read the English translation of these.
Of these,
The one who is in full knowledge
of the one who is in full knowledge,
and who is always engaged in pure devotional service
and one who is always engaged in pure devotion
is the best.
is the best.
For I am very dear to him
For I am very dear to him,
and he is dear to me.
and he is dear.
So why is he this dear to me? Because he is approaching Krishna, Jnani, who doesn't want any, he doesn't have any desire. He is not approaching Krishna for any desire. He is just wants to know Krishna, know more about Krishna. He wants to know how to do service, more service. He has all his desires are gone. He doesn't want any material desire. He doesn't want to enjoy any fruitive actions. He doesn't want to reactions of. He doesn't want to. He has found Krishna, although he's a Mishra Bhakta, but then whatever he or she is doing is only to for Krishna. Yeah. So when he's because the Jnani is approaching Krishna without any selfish desire, without any desire for himself. Okay, I am doing this, you also give me this. Yeah. So that is why he is very, very dear to him. Why is he very dear to him? Because
He's not selfish.
he doesn't have any self-interest. There is no self-interest. He only wants to satisfy Krishna. His only all the steps that the Jnani is taking is to satisfy Krishna with no personal desire. And that is why, because the person is trying to satisfy and understand Krishna, so he or she becomes very dear to Krishna. Because for them, Krishna is very dear. Krishna is the dearmost thing. So how does Krishna for Krishna what are they? For Krishna they are also very, very dear. So Krishna has already told us earlier, ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamiham. Ye yatha mam prapadyate. Whoever, in whatever degree, prapadyante is surrender. To whatever degree one surrender, I also reciprocate to them accordingly. Right? Now, this person without any desire is trying to achieve Krishna, trying to get Krishna, understand Krishna more. So Krishna will also hold the hand and try to take. Yeah, isn't it? So that is what Krishna says in the 17th slok. But then he clarifies in the 18th slok, Udara sarva evaite.
Udara sarva evaite.
Jnani ज्ञानी त्वात्मैव मे मतम ज्ञानी त्व आत्मैव मे मतम त्व आत्मैव मे मतम आस्थित स युक्तात्मा मामेवानुत्तमां गतिम उदार सर्व एवैते
Udara sarva evaite.
ज्ञानी त्व आत्मवैव मे मतम
Jnani te atma me mata.
आस्थित स हि युक्तात्मा
Asita sahi uttatma.
मामेवा अनुत्तमां गतिम.
Mame ma yurapsutam katim.
Now Krishna says that although he loves the Jnani is most dear to him, but Udar means someone who has got a big heart, large heart, like Udara Sarva Evaite, all of them, all of them are magnanimous. They are udar. They are magnanimous souls. They are really great. They are very very great people. They are magnanimous people. Why? Although ज्ञानी त्व आत्म में मतम, because why they are so great people? Because although they had options to go do something else, but what did they do? They had the choice to make. They could have gone and surrendered to some other devta. They could have gone and taken support of some other things. But even in the person in distress, instead of going and taking support of alcohol or some bad things, what did he choose? He chose to go to Krishna, although in the distressed position, isn't it? So because all of them chose to go to Krishna, so all of them are already at a advanced level of devotees. They are already magnanimous souls, right? So let's read the English translation. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. So let us see the shloka again. Udara sarva evaite. Yeah, so all of them are the magnanimous soul. Jnani to atmamaiva me matam. Me matam means in my, as per me, in my opinion, in my mat, me matam atmaiva, because he is considering Jnani is looking at me. So to me, he is the most, I consider him to just be like myself, right? Asita sa yuktatma. So he is actually engaged, yuktatma. He's a yuktatma. Jnani, what is happening? They are yuktatma. They are connected to, they are engaged in the devotional service. And mame vanuttamam gatim. And to me, they will surely attain the highest and most perfect goal, right? Let's go to the next shlok. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyante Vasudeva sarvam iti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So here Krishna, this shloka has been referenced multiple times. Here Krishna gives the very very deep shlok. He says even these sukritinas that we have talked about, after bahuna means after many, bahuna means many, janmanam ante, after many births, janmanam ante, end of, after many births, what will happen? Jnanavan, the jnanis, those who had been searching for me, what will they will finally surrender unto Prapadyante means surrender. They have probably few lifetimes before they would have understood that Krishna is the one that they have to follow, and into multiple lifetimes have actually gone and they have been trying to understand Krishna, but then after many births they will actually finally surrender to Krishna. Yeah, Prapadyante means surrender. They will completely surrender to Krishna. And why will they surrender to Krishna? Because they have understood Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that they have understood that out of everything, what is everything? What is main? It is Vasudev. Krishna is Sarvam. Everything is actually Krishna. Before many births, they may have confusion whether it's Krishna, whether it's Shiva, it is Brahma, what should I do, this and that, what I should do. And maybe initially they may be praying to Durga, but then after all those births, slowly they have been acquiring knowledge. And finally, when they have understood, they have reached the, no, it's Krishna. And then they are Mishrit Bhakta. But because of the association of pure devotees, and because of their following them, and following them, having the Guru and understanding from the Guru, what they have done, they have finally understood that Vasudevam Sarvamiti, that Krishna is everything. It takes many, many, and then says, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Durlabh means very, very rare, very rare. Such Mahatma. Such Mahatma are very, very rare, because everyone is in search. Everyone is in their search, thinking this is the right way, this is the right way, this is the right way. And even you say, no, this is the right way, no, just do this. People doesn't understand. They have to have that realization on their own. It is called self-realization. But then when Krishna says that you really, you are trying your best to understand, you are a jnani, and so you become dear to Krishna. And when the more and more you are doing devotional service, the more and more you are surrendering yourself to Krishna, spending your time for Krishna, what does Krishna do?
Krishna guides you
and takes you, and you become much more dearer to. So a jnani at that time is, as he says, he's as dear to him as myself. But when he becomes a pure bhakta, the Kevala bhakta, they are like the gopis of Vrindavan. Krishna says that they are better than me. He loves them more than himself, right? Yeah. So what actually happens? What is the process? So Sukrit, when we the 4 types of people that we talked about, Sukrit, they also have initially, they go to Krishna, but they have some material desire. They want to enjoy also. They know Krishna, but parallelly they want to enjoy their life. They want to take the results. So their focus is still self. But when they are tired of this self, they get virakti of this material world. They feel, no, this is not the thing. The actual thing is Krishna. Then they start looking beyond themselves. They don't have any more material desire. The 4 Sukritanos we talked about. And then they reach, because of the association of pure devotees, they finally totally surrender to Krishna. And then when they take complete surrender of Krishna, Krishna actually takes care of them, right? Now, with this, this particular, and there is a very nice shlok in Bhagavatam. As I mentioned, that Bhagavad Gita is the Bhagavad Gita is something which Krishna talked to Arjun on the battlefield, and helping Arjun to understand why he should fight, what is his duties, and then also who he is. He also is trying to explain to Arjun who is Krishna. So he's now giving the knowledge to Arjuna about himself, right? So Bhagavad Gita tells us about who is the Supreme Lord, right? Bhagavatam tells us about the activity about Krishna, about Krishna, right? So that is the Bhagavad, that is much higher than Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita, if you call, is a graduation, Bhagavatam is post-graduation, right? Now in Bhagavatam, there's a shlok which says, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadhi trivena bhakti yogena yajet purusham param. It means udaradhi. Udardhi means intelligence. He means intelligence. And udardhi means someone who is very, very intelligent. Who is very, very intelligent. So what will happen? Someone who is very, very intelligent, akam. Akam means do not have any desire of material, fruitive action. He doesn't have any desire of, no material desire. Yeah. If you have no material desire, sarva kamo, if you have lot of material desire, va moksha kam, or if you have a desire for moksha, liberation. So someone who is an extremely intelligent, who is udardhi, for anything, whether it is akam, sarvkam, or mokshkam, trivena bhakti yogena yajet purusham parama. What is the doing? They all should worship always bhakti. They should give the devotional service to Krishna and the personality of Godhead, right? So let us see the shlok says like this in English. A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. Right? That's what. With this, we finish the surrendering unto Lord Krishna section. And we go to the next section, which is Devta worship and impersonalism. Yeah, that is from Shlok number 20 to 25. So the question is here that Krishna kept on saying that worship me, right? Now we go to the, let's understand what is Devta worship. Yeah. So Shlok number 20. Kamas Kamaistaistairhita Jnana
Namaste, Siddhar
Jnana Prapadyante Anya Devata
Prabandante Anya Devata,
Tam Tam Niyamamastaya
Tam Niyamam Astaya,
Prakritya Niyata Swaya
Prakrityani Astaya,
Kamaistaistairhita Jnana
Namaste, Star Haritana,
Prapadyante Anya Devata
Prabandante Anya Devata,
Tam Tam Niyamamastaya
Tam Niyamam Astaya,
Prakritya Niyata Swaya.
Prakrityani Astaya.
Yeah. Now Krishna here explains that kame teir hita jnana. Jnana is knowledge. Hita means stolen. Hita means stolen. Yeah. Jnana is knowledge and hita is stolen. Kam is material desire. Tei means of whose knowledge has been, whose gyan, it has been, rather here gyan is talking about intelligence, whose intelligence has been stolen, by kam, material desire. So what happened? What do? So they have so much desires, so their intelligence has been stolen away by material desires. So prapadyante, they surrender. Prapadyante to whom? Anya devata. They actually go and surrender to devata. Yeah, they don't go to Krishna, but they go and surrender to devata. Tam niyamamasthaya. Now, even to worship a devta, there is process, there is niyam by which you are supposed to worship any devta. So tam niyam asthaya. And then what happened? They start follow the particular rules and regulation of worship. And what do they? Prakritya niyata swaya. Swaya means of their own prakriti, as per their own. Prakriti means as per their own nature. They will follow those niyam and go and start worshipping devata. Yeah. So why do someone goes to devata? First we have to understand who is devata. First we have to understand who is devata. So we understood that Krishna is the supreme lord. He is transcendental. He is in the spiritual, and he is actually controlling the entire world. Whatever is the entire universe, it is all controlled by Krishna. Now, this material world in which we all are, this Maya Jal, this material world which is a Maya Jal, this is controlled by Durga Devi. This is controlled by Durga Devi. She is the external energy. She is the external energy of Krishna. She is also divine. She is Devi. She is what energy? She has been given the responsibility to ensure that all the jivas who are coming in the material world, they remain in Maya. They remain in Maya. So they keep on getting entangled in desires, one after another. And because of this entanglement, what happens? They are not able to come out of the cycle of birth and death. They get more and more entangled, just like a spider web. Yeah, more desires, more entanglement. More desires, more entanglement. And finally, you are more put in a web of desires. And then you are so much entangled that you're not able to come out. Now, so Durga Devi is basically the everyone, why Maya, and why everyone pray to her? Because everyone desires. They don't know that she is the one who is the external energy and is controlling them. Yeah. So as soon as someone tries, she again tries to push them back to the material desires. Right. So she's one of the devta. Devi. She's a Devi. And what Krishna has told in the 14th Shlok, that she is my energy. She is this Durga Devi is my divine energy. She is my external energy. And it is very, very difficult to cross over her. Right? It's very, very difficult to cross over her. But someone who surrenders to me, then I help that person to cross over this material world, right? So Devta, so Durga Devi is a Devi, right? Now imagine if we talk about a big factory or a big organization, you have a CEO, then you have various departments. You have a finance department, you have a administration, you have different departments. Now for all the departments you have a head put there, right? Imagine it is such a big material world, it cannot be managed by one. Similarly, so what Krishna has done, it is a world which has been created where Durga Devi is the head of this material world, right? But also there are various posts which has been put. So we have, if you have you would need Saraswati, you need Vidya, then you go to Saraswati. She's the holder uh, of knowledge, right? If you need wealth, you go to Lakshmi. Now if you need power, probably you go to Hanumanji, right? If you want, so it's suppose, so depending upon what you need, you go to that particular Devta and Devi, right? So they have been now this Devi and Devta, just like the super soul is in our heart. Krishna as a super soul is also in our heart, right? Similarly, even for them, Krishna is in their heart, right? So they all have been given responsibility to manage that particular portfolio and have the power to take care of those portfolio. They have been given powers to take care of that portfolio independently. Unless, so if you remember, when every time when you read our scriptures, before Krishna was born, what happened? Brahmaji, along with all the Devi Devtas, they went to Vishnu, who was sleeping in the Shaya, and and then they prayed that please come down for us to help. So who is Vishnu? Vishnu is Krishna in office. Vishnu is Krishna in office. Now, Krishna. Now, imagine when you are a very rich with many factories, you are not going to sit in every factory. Someone has to manage that factory for you, right? You are there, you are enjoying the money of what you are getting, but you have so much wealth, you don't have to worry about it. So Krishna is enjoying in Vrindavan. He's enjoying in Vrindavan. He's there with his all his devotees. He's with his all devotees. He's enjoying. He's not bothered. He has already put Vishnu, who is in office, managing the affairs for Krishna. So what happens? They all go to Vishnu and request for help, and then something happens, right? So this is what, so the devtas are, they're extremely powerful. We should always you cannot come out without, like, you have to always respect them, right? So devtas are very powerful, holding their own portfolio. Now what happens? The living entity, the living entity like us, what they do, because of our desire, we go and approach the devta. Whatever our need is, we go and pray for that, and you get our the results back, and we are satisfied. But what is happening? We are going for a request to satisfy our needs, our desire, and our desire is to enjoy the material. It is a material enjoyment desire, right? That is why we are getting entangled, and that is what is happening. So who will go to devta? Who has got a lot of desire? According to the desire, they will actually get diverted, and they'll start worshipping that particular demigod, right? So let us read the English translation. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulation of worship according to their own natures. Now let us see what. So again here, let's see the next row, 21st. Yo yo yam tanu bhakta श्रद्धयार्चितुम् अच्छति तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां तामेव विधाम्यहम् यो यो यां तनुं भक्तः श्रद्धयार्चितुम् इच्छति तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां तामेव विधाम्यहम्. So here Krishna says, yo yo yam yam tanu bhakta. To whichever yo yam yam tanu bhakta, to whichever god you have bhakta, shraddhaya archatum ichhati. Shraddha is by faith, archatum is worship, ichhati means desire. With whomever you want, you have a desire to worship, you have a desire to worship whichever god you want to, devta you want to do. Tasya achalam shraddha. What I do to that, for that devta, achalam means steady. Achalam means which is fixed. Which is fixed. Achalam. Fixed. Shraddha. What I do? I actually give you. What do? I actually give you the shraddha. I build that steady faith in you. It is me with dhamya aham. What do? I actually give you that steady faith so that you can actually go and worship that particular devta. Not that on your own you do it. Because you have that desire, he is seated in everyone's heart as super soul. Krishna is seated in everyone's heart as super soul. So he understands what your desire is. When your desire is material desire and you want to enjoy the material desire, he actually helps you to achieve that desire by putting your faith in that particular devta. Understood it? Because you have that desire, you want to do that, and he is in your heart, he knows that you want to do that. So what he does, he helps you to, he puts your faith so that you get faith in that particular god, and you start worshipping that devta. And when you start worshipping that devta, your selfish desire is fulfilled, and then you will again worship that, because you have desires, your desires are endless, unlimited. So you have desires, you keep on worshiping, you can keep on getting it. So who does that for you? It is Krishna sitting in your heart as super soul. Understood? So let us read the English translation. I am in everyone's heart.
I am in everyone's heart
As the super soul.
as the super soul.
As soon as one desires to worship some devta,
As soon as one desires to worship some demigod,
I make his faith steady.
I make his faith steady,
so that he can devote himself
so that he can devote himself
to that particular deity.
to that particular deity.
Right? Yeah. So the question is, what's wrong? If you are worshipping that, what is happening? You are getting entangled. You are not able to come out of the cycle of birth and death. And so the question can be, when Krishna is doing that, why Krishna asks you to stop? He can say, no, don't do that. He is only telling you go and pray to that devta. Then why can't Krishna says don't do that? Because Krishna has given you free will.
Yeah, you should get the realization.
You should have a realization. He has given you the free will. You're independent. But what he has done, if you remember in the 4th chapter, what we read, Krishna, along with that, 3rd chapter, he says, when I gave them desire, I also gave them scriptures. Where I told them what you should do. So if you are not reading scriptures, then you don't know what to do. You are getting entangled in the desires itself. है ना? In Krishna says, Sarvadharma parityajya mam ekam sharanam vaja aham tvam sarva pabebhyo mokshashyami mam suchi. Krishna says in Gita, leave everything, come to me, and I will ensure that you get whatever you are looking for. Yeah? I take guarantee for you. You don't have to worry. But then, although he is given scriptures, we don't read scriptures. So we don't know what to do. We keep on having desires and getting entangled. Understood? Yeah? So now we go to the next slok. Sataya shraddhaya yuktas
Satvaya Satvaya Yuktam
tasya aradham ihate
Tasyam Aradha Sami
labhate cha tatah kaman
Lavate Cha Tata Kamaya
mayeva vihitan
Mayeva Bhitani Tam
sataya shraddhaya yuktas
Satvaya Satvaya Yuktas
tasya aradham ihate
Tasya Aradha Yate
labhate cha tatah kaman
Lavate Cha Tatam Kama
mayeva vihitan.
Mayeva Bhitam Hitam.
So Krishna says, not only I help you to go and put your faith steady on that devata so that you can achieve what you want to, but what you do, sir, the person, Taya Shraddhaya Yukta, when he has got the steady faith, what the person does? Tasya Aradham Ihate. He starts Aradhana. He starts doing worship of that particular Devta. Labhate cha tatah kaman. And whatever kam, whatever desire, labhate means you get. Whatever kam, whatever desire you had, you get that desire fulfilled. Labhate sa tatah kama. To that person, you get the desire fulfilled. Ma eva vihitantam. That also I do. Because the demigods themselves don't have the power to give you something. It is, I have given the power so that they can give you something. So it will, again, I ensure that it is indirectly coming from me only. Because they have been authorized by me to give you that calm, to get that desire fulfilled. So that is also indirectly through me only you are getting it. Got it? So let us read the English translation. Endowed with such a faith,
Endowed with such a faith,
he endeavors to worship a particular devata
he endeavors to worship a particular demigod
and obtains his desires.
and obtains his desire.
But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone.
These benefits are bestowed by me alone.
Isn't it? So Krishna is the one who also indirectly via demigods give you the desire. He helps you to fulfill your desire.
It is
channelized through him, right? Let's go to the next slok. Antvattu phalam tesham. 23rd slok. Antvattu phalam tesham.
Antavantu phalam tesham.
Tad bhavatya alpamedhasa.
Tad vedya alpamedhasa.
Medasam. Devan devayajo yanti.
Devan deva yujayanti.
Madbhakta yanti mamapi.
Madbhakta yanti mamapi.
Antvattu phalam tesham.
Antavati phalam tesham.
Tad bhavatya alpamedhasa.
Tad bhavatya alpamedhasa.
Devan devayajo yanti.
Deva deva yujayanti.
Madbhakta yanti mamapi.
Madbhakta yanti mamapi.
Now Krishna says alpa medhasa. Alpa means less. Or medha means intelligence. So those who are less intelligent, what they do? They worship the devta. Tat bhavatya alpa medhasa. So what do they? So those who are less intelligent, they go and worship the devta. They'll go and worship the devta. And what happened? Tesham, and the fruits, the phalam, the fruits that they get from the devta, antvatu, that is also temporary. Antvatu means temporary. Ant, it is short time. Yeah. So the people with less intelligence, what do they do? They go and worship the devta. They go and worship the devta, and the fruits that they achieve is also short-lived, right? Devan deva joyanti. Devan yajoyanti means those who worship devta, they will go to the planets of devta. Mad bhakta, those who are mad bhakta, those bhakt who worship me, yanti mamapi, they come to my supreme planet. Okay, so let's read the meaning of it. Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary.
Their fruits are limited and temporary.
Those who worship the demigods
go
to the planets of demigods. But my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. Right? So we have seen the story. We have seen the story of Ravan. Now he was a great bhakt of Shiva. But finally, after everything, he got killed. Hiranyakashyap, he went to Brahma and he tried to fool Brahma to get the Vardhan for immortality. But what happened? He also got killed by Narasimha Dev, isn't it? So finally, whatever, if your desire is fruitive, you are going to, it's materialistic desire, then it is short-lived and it'll get it's temporary, right? So does it mean now, so devtas basically, they are like limbs of Krishna. Yeah. Devatas are limbs of Krishna. It's like, together they become, they are like Krishna is the whole and Devatas are the limbs of Krishna. Then the question is, then if it is so, if they are the limbs of Krishna, then why can't the Devatas lead the people who are coming to them to Krishna? Why can't do they so?
Their popularity will go down.
Yeah, so what they do not have popularity, what it is not because of them. It is because of the person who is approaching. Because because no, it is the consciousness of the person. The consciousness of the person is of desire of fruitive they want to enjoy the results of it. Their conscious, the person who is approaching the devta, they are not approaching the devta to help, they help them to take to Krishna. Suppose I am a worshipper of Durga Devi, right? And I am an ardent worshipper of Durga Devi, but I am worshipping Durga Devi without any desire. And I am requesting Durga Devi that help me to reach the Supreme. I don't know what it is. So my consciousness is not my worship, my consciousness of worshipping to Durga Devi is not for getting some material benefits. Is not for getting some material benefits. My consciousness of praying to Durga Devi is to show me the way so that I can reach the Supreme. So it is my consciousness. It is not because of them. If I am approaching, okay, I'm doing lot of tapasya and say, okay, if I do this, my child should actually pass, become topper in the class, or give me a car or give me a house. So I will get that. So it is a problem with the devotee, the person who is approaching the devta. They are not approaching the devta with the consciousness to reach Krishna. They're approaching the devta for their selfish desire to enjoy something in return. But if you reach them, since they are the limbs of Krishna, if you reach them with the right consciousness, right, saying that help me to achieve the Supreme, then they know the Supreme. They know what the Supreme is, because when they are in it, they go to Supreme. So they are very much aware. So they will lead you to there. So if you are praying to Durga Devi with a consciousness that help me to reach Krishna, the Supreme, he will help you. So in Bhagavatam, there's a story of Prachetas. Prachetas are, so I'll tell you the story. This is a very nice story in the 4th canto of Bhagavatam. It is about in the lineage of Maharaj Prithu, there was a king called Prachina Barhi. There was a king called Prachina Barhi. Now, this king, he married the Lord, on the order of Lord Brahma, he married the daughter of ocean called Sataduti. Okay? So, Prachin Barhi, he married Sataduti on the order of Lord Brahma. And with them, with Sataduti, he had 10 sons. And these 10 together were called Prachetas. These 10 sons of Prachina Barhi was called Prachetas. Now, they were very, very dharmic, very, very religious. And what the king did was, when they were now growing up, they had to get ready for king, for taking the ownership of Grihasthashram and that. So they left for practicing austerity. They wanted to first, before they can take those responsibility, they were sent to do austerity. They wanted to learn and be self-realized souls. They had to be the self-realized souls before they enter into the grihasthashram or take more responsible position like kings of different kingdoms. So they went for austerity towards the forest, and on the way they saw a big reservoir of water which looked as big as ocean to them. And in that ocean they found different kinds of lotus was actually blooming there, and there was beautiful trees around. There were beautiful birds that was actually in that reservoir, and the entire situation surrounding was very divine, calm and beautiful. And suddenly they heard a lot of the sound of damru. damru and now kettle drums. They started hearing those, and they were like very melodious, and they started looking here and there. What is this place? And then they suddenly saw Lord Shiva emerging from that reservoir. And when they saw Lord Shiva said, they recognized Lord Shiva, and they actually did Dandvat Pranam to Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva said that normally people can't see me. They can't, but because you all are so divine, so I wanted to come here, and I also know that you are sons of Prachin Barhi, and I also know your intention of finding the absolute truth. So I wanted to come and help you to achieve the supreme truth. Yeah. So what Shiva did was he actually taught them the prayers called Rudragit. He said, I'm going to now recite Rudragit. You listen very carefully and memorize it. And if you pray to these Geet every day, and if you do austerity on these prayers every day, what will happen is you will actually achieve the Supreme Lord Krishna. Yeah. So what did they do? So he taught them the Rudragit, and these Prachetas, they went inside the ocean for 10,000 of years, and they kept on doing the prayers, they kept on reciting the Rudragit, and finally Krishna came in front of them and blessed them to get what they wanted. Yeah. So if your consciousness is to achieve the ultimate, the you will be held by the devatas to achieve the supreme. Understood? We go to the next slok, which is, or maybe we'll stop here. So this is it's time now. So what I've just finished now is that the next part. So if you look at this part that I'm actually on, this section, it is called Devta worship and impersonalism. So I have just finished talking about Devta worship, and the next slok, which is the 24th slok, is about impersonalism. So what I will do is I will try to finish this, because the next two slok is very important and I need more time to explain that. Right? So Krishna has explained that whatever it is, whether you are akam, sarkam, sarva kam, or moksha kam, whatever kam you have, whether you don't, or whatever desire, you come directly to me or surrender to me, so that you get it directly instead of going via. Yeah. And that too big. And why people go to Devta? Because they have a fruitive desire. Yeah. So we have understood the Devta worship today. So with this, we'll end today's class. So let's start chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.